Hey guys, welcome to the Octopodd. That's Octopodd with 2 D's, cause in life, double D's make everything much, much better.
True.
I'm Curtis, I'm the loud one. This is Chris, he's the fat one.
Hi. You didn't like it?
Not at all.
Can I try again?
Go ahead.
Hi.
Much better. Today we're going to be talking about the original 3 Indiana Jones films. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and the Last Crusade. I thought like if I had it echoing, it would sound way more epic, but it just sounded incredibly stupid.
It was really awful.
It was terrible. This is the first time we've ever done this before on the channel, where we took the whole trilogy and we watched it back to back. There was no breaks, there was no in-betweens, and we didn't forget any of them. And never went back to them. There's a lot of people who cry, alright? We've done, like, many films that have sequels, or even, like, former trilogies, and it takes us a long time to get back to finishing them. I see a bunch of you in the comments, you're crying, you're wailing, you're screaming, you're throwing a little tantrum of sorts. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care, personally, but I know he kind of cares.
I kind of feel bad because like I have people genuinely asking me.
See, he feels bad. I genuinely couldn't care less.
And they're like, hey, you should really watch the sequel. I'm like, oh, it's a great idea. I'm like, that'd be so great. But then I'll see a new or different movie and I'm like, I kind of want to watch something totally different instead. I like the newer things. Like, ooh, something nice.
Yeah. I feel you. But moving forwards, we're probably, if we ever have another trilogy, what we're going to do is just bang it out like this again. Because the Indiana Jones films, watching them back to back made the experience 10 times better. And I feel like it wouldn't have been as awesome if we had like a huge gap in between each video. So we're not going to do that no more. All right, we're changing the game.
Yeah, we're going to
starting today. Boom.
We never do a sequel again.
Yeah.
That's the trick. We don't
never
sequels.
do it again. Before we move forward to talking about the 3 films, just want to let you guys know, ask questions down below. Ask them down below, and we'll answer them for the next podcast. We always want to do a little segment where we answer questions. We're going to do that at the end for this episode today. So look forward to that. We got some interesting questions. We got some decent questions.
But we're starting off with Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh! The feel, the face when you open up the Ark.
My favorite part was
yeah. Raiders of the Lost Ark took me off guard. Again, I haven't seen these films, and I feel like the fact that I've not seen these films is just like a huge disrespect to cinema as a whole. Because it completely changed my entire outlook on the adventure action genre as a whole.
Yeah.
It changed, and it's incredible how well these movies have aged, which is even more surprising.
The thing is, why I don't think I've ever actually went out my way to watch it is because, like, a lot of sequences have been referenced, like the boulder scene,
grabbing the hat,
even the just like the swapping of the taking the treasure. Sad to say, like thank God that all happened right in the intro of the film. Thank God, because like that was literally the stuff that I was like, oh, I kind of know this because it's referenced a lot. So I was a little concerned if this is like a big plot to the story. It feels like,
and it really wasn't. They just they saved it for the opening.
That helped a ton.
What I want to say was that with Raiders of the Lost Ark, starting with Raiders of the Lost Ark, I genuinely like how they start the film right into the action. You're not given... You have no context of what's going on. You're in a jungle. You have this guy with an awesome hat and a sick leather jacket walking around with a whip for whatever reason. All right? Again, you're not explaining anything. They don't spoon feed you any information. It's just like, this is what's happening. Enjoy. That's it. You figure it out as it goes. You know, it's not going to hold your hand or anything like that. It's just watch and be amazed. Watch the master at work. You know? I loved that a lot. And there's a lot that goes on, you know? People get wrecked straight from the beginning. What's weird is that I didn't expect for there to be violence in these films. I wasn't expecting violence of any sort because like in Star Wars there's like no violence. Sure, people get blasted and they get sliced and diced.
Oh, you're right.
But it's never shown and it's never like gruesome.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I was thinking, it's George Lucas, you know, it's probably gonna be very, you know, child friendly and it'll be like you'll have death, but it won't be violent. And
I didn't think of that at all. You're right.
I know I'm right. I always am. And,
Shut up.
And that's what surprised me first in this film You know, what was it? I know one guy ran off for whatever reason. I can't remember why he ran off. He was just like a bitch or something. I can't remember.
I remember he took the guy inside with him, and the guy gets like speared to death. He's like,
no, not speared. It was a trap where it was like the spiky walls or the spiky walls. And they got him, and you just see him like spikes and stuff like that. It was pretty gross. I was like, holy shit, he's ugly. You know, like whoa. Again, that took me off guard. That was incredible. But what makes Indiana Jones great is the action sequences. Even the beginning is so perfect. It's like the whole thing when he's like switching the golden idol with the sand or whatnot. He starts running from a boulder. He has to get across a giant gap in the floor, right? He has to cross this. He has the asshole on the other. Dr. Octopus wants the idol for himself for whatever reason.
Dr. Octopus.
He wants the idol.
Yeah.
He tosses the idol. Dr. Octopus starts to run. Never trust a villain, especially a Spider-Man villain.
True. All right.
He blitzes out of there. Gets smacked by spikes. He's gone. He's out of here. But then Indy has to he has to figure it out. He whips. He goes across. He walks outside.
No, he had to leap. Remember?
Yeah,
the guy took his whip.
He had to leap.
He take the leap of faith.
And he leaps over, and you're just like, oh, okay, that's kind of crazy. He walks outside. Asshole number 2 appears. Another asshole appears.
It's pretty much the king of them.
The king of assholes. All right, was he French? He was French.
He might as well be French.
He had to be French because he was an asshole. Most French people are assholes.
True.
I could say that because I'm French. All right, and he meets another asshole who's all of a sudden he's homies with all the indigenous people on this island. For whatever reason, he's become friends with them. And then they try to kill Indy. Indy blitzes it. He starts running. He uses his whip, goes across a river, tries to get on an airplane and stuff, starts it, and he's out of there. It was just like a whole big action sequence right away in the beginning. It had no right to be as good as it was straight from that. What I liked it is that it introduced you to what the movie's about straight away.
Yeah.
That was it.
And then it gets into the character. Oh, he's a... Because most films would have started when Indy's a professor in the school. Most highly unintelligent films would have started with Indy at the school and then going on the adventure.
Yes.
No. We start at the adventure, and then we slow down, then we pick it back up.
Yes.
And that's smart, because already with the action of the adventure, you're already in. You're like, I'm here to stay, baby. Lock me into this chair. I'm here.
You know what? I like how you say that, because a lot of films, what they do is they start it off, and it's just like
the most boring.
They would start off the boring way. They would be like, Indy's a professor. Something happens, and he accidentally gets thrown into a world of adventure. No, Indy is an adventurer first, professor second.
That's what I was going to say. Most films would have done it in the way you said it. That, it's this professor who turns out to be an adventurer. No, it's an adventurer, an architect who is a professor.
Yes, and they introduce it properly. They introduce him. What's the most important thing about him? Adventure. So that's how we introduce him in the midst of adventure straight away from the beginning. I wish more movies would do this.
Yes.
It sets the pace and it sets the tone of the film perfectly right there. It's already grabbed your attention. You already know you're on the ride of your life.
It's because most movies, like I said, do the opposite for some reason. I don't know why. Why are you going to start me off in a boring sequence? I don't care if he's a professor.
Yeah, but it's like they started off, it's very cliche. I feel like that's to be expected from films nowadays, because that's just like, that's the mold.
Yeah.
Right? So when a movie breaks the mold, you're like, oh, something new, something different. I kind of like that.
And from there on forth, like you're totally on board. And then like even with him being a professor, it's never like a focal point or it takes too long. You kind of get there, you're gone. We're back on the adventure, baby. We're going back out for fun.
Yep.
And I love that so much. That they didn't drag it. They just use it as a point in time to just set up what's happening. We're going for the Lost Ark. And then they go through the whole explanation of it during the segment too. Because then now you know what it is. Let's go back to having fun.
What's even better is that they rely on Indy to explain the Lost Ark to show you like he's truly a professor. Watch him profess some shit. You know, he's
professing.
They show you that he's capable of adventure, and he's capable of teaching, and he's well versed and knowledgeable about what he's doing, without telling you that he is. They just show you that he is. Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you.
I hate when they have to like just put in segments that kind of like are vaguely telling you that they are smart at something, but actually showing him do it and not trying to like just in some way give it like this egotistical like, oh, he's so smart. No, he's just smart as hell and he's proven it.
Yep.
You don't even have to tell you it. You could tell. And I love that so much. Oh my god.
Everything about.
You okay?
Yeah, I was just thinking of Raiders of the Lost Ark again. No, but that's what makes Indiana Jones great. It's just like, it's genuinely a roller coaster ride. This goes for all three of the films, by the way, when I mention roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Because action sequences are roller coaster rides. They begin and you don't know when they're going to end.
And that's the beauty of Indiana Jones.
Like we said, with the opening sequence, we spoke about that already. I don't think you want to hear that again with Dr. Octopus. Then we had the second part, when he enters the bar with, what's her name there?
Oh, no. As soon as you said, what's her name?
There's been 3 ladies! I can't remember all their names! There's been 3 of them.
Is it Marianne?
I think so.
Is it? I don't know. I think it's
we're gonna go with that. It doesn't matter because she never shows up again.
I thought I knew her. I knew her name, but as soon as you said what's her name, I'm like, what's her name? Like it's gone.
And it's just like it even happens in there, you know. As soon as like the bad guys, what's his name? The rat-looking guy with the glasses and the hat and the trench coat, the Matrix-looking guy.
Oh no, the guy,
the evil guy.
Oh,
I don't know his name, but I hated him.
I know who you're talking about.
I hated the way he looked. Everything about him just pissed me off. All right, he looked like the generic bad guy. You know, he looked pretty evil. He did pretty evil things. But again, they enter the bar. You're like, oh, bad guys, they start blasting, place goes on fires, there's an all-out brawl and stuff like that. It gets really crazy. The ending sequence of Indiana Jones, when he's like fighting on an airplane with some like roided out kind of like Nazi or something, I don't know. Dude, it's wild. It's absolutely wild what's going on over there. You know, you're fighting on the plane, and you're like, wow, the whole fight on the plane, that was crazy. That was insane. They're just like, hold up. We're not done yet. Indy, get on the horse. You're chasing after them. You're not done yet, buddy.
Yeah.
Keep going. And then he rides on the horse. He gets on the Jeep. He's fighting on the truck and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Bro, it just keeps going and going. Indy's action scenes goes from A to B. It's an adventure in itself. You know, it progresses. But the thing is, there's purpose to Indy's actions. You know, it's to get from this location to get to the next location, to lead us to the next arc.
And that's what makes it so interesting, is how every action scene works as a way of transporting us to the next sequence.
Transports Indy to the next sequence where he should be.
A lot of people nowadays, when there's films, I feel like they're going to do like, we cut to a different segment of the story, or are we cutting here? And they're just like, no, with Indiana Jones, the action leads us to the next part of the story. Yes. And I feel like that is so beautiful, so interesting and well done.
A lot more,
and it keeps you more interested, more like, I don't know, the way they did that so effortlessly.
It's just kind of like it keeps your attention longer.
It feels like, because it feels like you're genuinely there for the whole adventure.
Well, it's like I said, like action sequences have purposes.
Yes.
Well, in modern films, what they do is just like, all right, you guys are gonna fight here, but you're not gonna go anywhere else. You're just gonna fight here.
Yeah, it's so lame.
It is what it's just fight here.
It's like a fighting game. Here's your arena, have fun.
Pretty much, and then all right, we're gonna find this little location, whatever. It's cool. We're not. Indiana Jones is just like it's open-ended, and the thing is, he could literally go anywhere. Sometimes I'm wondering,
when's it end?
When does he go to space? Does he go to space at this point? Like, what's going to happen next? You know, I feel like he's capable of going anywhere in any action sequence, and that's what makes it truly incredible. Even the story, like Indy himself is the greatest character I've ever seen in a long time, because Harrison Ford makes cool look effortless. He makes cool look effortless. I don't know how Harrison Ford does it, but he's the coolest person I've ever seen in my life.
He's too charming as well.
The voice of an angel. He starts speaking, I'm just like, I love him. I like him. That's all I need. That's all I want. Just give me Harrison Ford. Perfect character. You know? And it's the natural charisma. It doesn't even look like he's acting. No. It looks like he's just being Harrison Ford. Like, that's the thing that's crazy. And it works. It works. You know? Indy, I can't imagine being. I wish I could go back in time and go back and be like a young child and watch Indiana Jones for the first time.
Dude, I feel like I cannot imagine what it was like when
he would have been equally as influential to me as Rocky Balboa, and even like Arnold Schwarzenegger has been throughout my life right now. He would have actually been right there with the two of them.
Like a pillar.
He would have been a pillar. He would have been on par with those two great people, you know?
Yeah.
He would have been right there with them. Because that's how I felt after watching these films.
But can you imagine how this must have been when kids first saw this, when it first came out in the theater?
I can't even imagine.
Bro, that must have been wild. Oh my God.
Again, even, you know what the weird thing is? We watched it now, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
And when I think about it, I can't believe a movie back then was so good. It blew me away today.
And that's how you know it's truly a good film.
That's right. Everything about it was incredible. There's so many twists and turns. It takes you off guard. They allow Indy to lose. You know, it kind of reminded me of those old Hong Kong fighting movies with Jackie Chan. You know, Jackie Chan, he fights, he gets his ass whooped. Indy fights, he gets his ass whooped.
That was something I actually really wanted to talk about, how that was like a theme throughout every film, is that Indy fails so much, and that's what's so fun, is watching him fail and then trying to quickly find a solution in any of the action scenes and stuff. It was so clever, and it makes the action scenes less boring. Because when you watch a hero, you know, say you want, like, I love Arnold and stuff, but something like, let's say, Commando. Yeah. He just blasts them all and they die.
Sometimes there's flawless action, where the hero is so flawless, it kind of leaves you know what's going to happen.
Yeah. You don't have to worry, there's no concern.
Yeah.
But with Indy, he's always failing at every turn. And it's just a constant finding him do these things to just, like, it was just so fun. And it made the action scenes even more interesting. And I even, like, for the one sequence where he sees the big guy and he's on the plane, and it's just the look on his face, like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to fight this guy. I kind of love how that had that, like, more realistic charm to it, you know? Yeah. You see a big roided out monster. You don't want to fight the roided monster. He's not even human anymore.
Well, after he's been through so much, you know, he's already been through a whole lot of shit, man. He ain't got time for this now, man. He's tired, man. Indy wants to go home.
Yep. All right. And I think that was my favorite thing about Indiana Jones. It was just the constant failing, and then finding a way to overcome it. It was cool.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the way he would wing situations and get out of it scot-free. Yeah. You know, it just showed you how clever and smart he was compared to the others.
Yeah. The only thing that I was, like, genuinely super surprised was the ending when they opened the Lost Ark. Oh. I wasn't expecting the supernatural ghost element. I thought maybe there's some kind of trick in there, something trap or something. I did not expect literal ghosts to appear. People to just combust, melt, and that was wild. That was creepy as hell, man.
Their faces melted. They exploded.
Dude, when the one guy with his fingers would have
they looked like hot dogs shooting out of buns. Holy shit. Not even that. The Ark opens to begin with, okay? And you see laser beams piercing through the Nazis, man. They're just getting pierced by laser beams, and they're just getting wiped out. Rightfully so. And it's and then you see the whole face melting, screaming, and sausage fingers exploding and stuff like that. And it was very interesting, because in the very beginning of the film, Indy foreshadowed he did not believe in any form of magic and stuff like that.
I like that a lot.
And I liked how that at the very end, right before they opened the Ark, Indy said, look away.
Because he knows the legends of it.
That's the thing.
And at that point...
He had a gut feeling that said, something's going down. And I liked that. How he changed his own perspective on his views on, like, the Ark itself as he got deeper into it.
Yeah,
that was pretty neat.
It wasn't like a hesitation either. He was like, okay, the weather's changing, something bad's coming.
Yep.
And through everything he experienced as well. That was also my favorite scene was when he just blasts the guy.
Oh my god, how did I forget that?
That was like the best scene ever.
How did I forget that?
I know. We also forgot to even... Dude, there's just too many things to talk about. I forgot about the monkey.
Screw him, he dies. I don't care. She dies. My bad.
I actually kind of find it funny that the monkey ate the poison and died.
The guy poisoned his own goddamn monkey. I don't feel sorry, man. The guy's an idiot. I'm gonna poison the dates. Indy's gonna die. His own monkey eats it, drops dead. Like, well, you're stupid, man. You can't even do that right. How can you do anything else right? Stupid idiot. Stupid. And then the guy who goes like, and he's like, blasts him, man. I like that. Again, you avert expectations the proper way. Cool action sequence about the begin? Nope. We're gonna blast this sucker. Show him the power of guns against knives. It's a classic. You brought a knife to a gunfight. Why would you do this?
It's like you said, like you really expected something crazy to happen. And they're like, no, this is not now. Wait for it. It's coming. Don't worry.
It's coming.
Not now.
But this ain't it.
Yeah, I love that. That was such a cool way to just like end the action right there.
Raiders of the Lost Ark was a great way to introduce Indiana Jones. It gets you hyped and it makes you wonder, how do they pull off a sequel? Most sequels are always worse than the first.
It's not
Indiana Jones. What?
Because with most sequels also, they try to force a continuation of the story they're trying to tell.
Yes, and it's a big oopsie, stinky, no. But Indiana Jones does something that a lot of films can't do. They give you a sequel that's better than the original. Temple of Doom starts, bong! And straight away, you're getting some dance sequence that at first I was wondering, am I watching the right movie? So,
yeah, I was lost.
It's a big dance sequence of very pretty ladies, okay?
Ooh.
And they're singing, one of them singing in Chinese. I'm like, look are we watching the right film? I'm like wondering, it's going. You're just wondering, like, what the hell's happening? And bam, you get Indiana Jones in a suit, looking fresh as hell, and he walks out, he's looking like Bond. All right, James Bond, by the way.
The whole intro kind of gave me Bond feeling.
Give me Bond vibes,
yeah.
right? And instantly, what do? They give you an opening that even beats the original opening, which you would think, how could they do it? It's impossible. They just give it to you, all right? And Indy screws up again. He drinks the poison. Shit goes crazy.
His friend dies!
His friend dies! You don't even know who he is!
He's dead!
But he dies right away! You know, who's dressed up as the waiter there. Hi, and he's gone, all right? It's crazy. He drinks the poison. The antidote's there. The diamond's rolling around. The antidote's rolling around. Shit's chaotic. He goes into a car. He has a little kid driving the goddamn car. Short round. Who the hell is this guy? You don't know anything, but it throws you into another goddamn adventure, and it's like, let's have some goddamn fun.
And that's the beauty of it. Again, you don't know anything that's happening. You don't know what Indy's been through.
No.
And then all of a sudden, as you go throughout the film, you start understanding, who is Short Round? Why is he here?
Yes.
And their relationship with each other.
But I just like the opening, where, again, it's another roller coaster. You go from craziness inside of that whole club to a car, to an airplane, falling out of the airplane in a raft!
Oh my god.
Someone has to tell me, is that possible? Can you do it? I want to try it if
Have they tried that on, like, Mythbusters? Is the raft from Temple of Doom possible?
If they've not... Mythbusters, you have to do it. I don't know who you're going to get on that raft, but just make them sign a waiver or something, all right? I don't think it's going to end well.
No,
that was crazy.
It won't.
No, but it was crazy, man. Like, my mind was blown from the get-go. And what happens then? He's given a side quest. Indiana Jones is on a side quest. He accidentally falls into a side quest in India. What the hell is going on?
Our magic stone's gone. Our crops are dying. People are dying.
Our kids.
They stole our children.
They stole our children. They enslaved our children. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
The stakes are higher than ever. Nazis? Not a problem no more. An evil cult that worships a blood god? That has some asshole who's bald, who just pulls people's hearts out like Kano from Mortal Kombat?
Dude, I'm gonna be honest, the way you just go... He sucked it around their chest!
He sucks the heart out of the
He sucks with his fingers!
He sucks with his fingers, alright? He sucks it out. And then it seals itself. He has your heart. You're still alive, goddammit! And then they strap you and into hell you go! What the hell's happening here? Dude,
you know what they did? They gave you a taste of that supernatural element at the end of Raiders, and then Temple of Doom, they're like, we're gonna double down on this shit hard.
They really did.
And they do hard. It was cool.
Temple of Doom.
Oh, sorry.
No, go. You have to go.
Because I was talking about my favorite sequence.
Just go. I don't care.
Dude, the minecart scene.
The minecart scene.
Oh my god, the minecart scene. It reminded me of Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong, and it also reminded me of Resident Evil 4, which I think were both heavily influenced by it.
Donkey Kong.
Resident Evil 4.
Donkey Kong.
Chris, shut the hell up.
I'm messing with
you.
I
swear to God.
I know. But dude, that whole sequence was so fun.
The entire sequence, the entire sequence, the finale, the action-packed finale of them fighting cultists. All right, one of them gets grinded to a pulp. He's trying to fight Indy. Even Short Round's kicking ass. All right, dude. When he beats the oh my god,
yeah.
When with this segment where they have like Indiana Jones punching the guy in the face, and you see Short Round in the back mimicking him and punching the kid in the face. Peak cinema. Cinema peaked at that moment. Yeah. Whatever asshole behind the camera thought that was a good idea, I applaud him.
No,
I've never felt more hype in my life than that.
I'll be honest.
Holy shit.
I really liked Short Round a lot. And the fact that Short Round wasn't in the third actually made me upset.
It was disappointing.
Short Round was such a great character. And I think I even said at the end of that video when we did it, like, I hate when they tend to make, like, the character that it kind of inherits what they do.
Oh, just when they pass the torch to, like, the son or daughter.
I feel like that's very generic and lame. But, like, you could easily have seen, like, a standalone Short Round film where Short Round basically does what Indy does. Goes on his own adventures.
Oh, God.
And, dude.
Oh, God.
God, would it have been good, huh?
We missed out big time.
Yeah.
All right? That would have been phenomenal.
Yeah, because I know Kiwei Kwan, I know he quit acting after his childhood.
And the reasonings behind it made a lot of sense. I understand it.
Yeah.
But my God, if we could have got, like, Short Round spin-offs of him and his own adventures, you know, showing what he learned from Indy and, like, kind of like picking up his habits and showing that off.
It'd been amazing.
I'm sorry, but that would have been one of the most incredible ways of passing the torch.
It would have been 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Guys, we missed out. We missed out on peak cinema.
Because I know for a fact it never happened, because I know he quit acting very young, and he just never came back.
Well, he did. He did come back.
No, he did now.
Later on.
Yeah, but it took him a long time.
He's come back, and he's better than ever.
Yeah, he's been amazing. Like, in everything all at once, like, dude, goddamn. It's like, oh. Again, he kind of stole the show. I really think Short Round was a fantastic character.
Short Round was a good character. I liked having him around. It's what I like about Indiana Jones. Again, they give you a new cast of characters. You fall in love instantly. You don't have to. You're not told who they are from the get-go.
No. You're
just given a name, and you roll with it.
You know what I like, too?
What?
How different they are. Yes. None of the characters that you're introduced in the second film are similar to characters you saw in the first film.
No, even like the female lead as well, right? In the first one, she's very adventurous, she's rambunctious, you know, she's a fighter and stuff like that. In the second one, she's a scaredy cat.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't want conflict. You know, she's a singer, dancer kind of.
She's an entertainer. She's not a fighter.
This isn't her field of expertise. She's on an adventure. She has no idea what the hell's going on, and it's interesting to have that perspective thrown in there as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, these two dudes who are like so like, yep, it is what it is. They're just doing this.
They're into it, man. This is their job. Nothing new. Just another side quest to complete.
Another favorite part is like when she's like it's like the middle of the night and Short Round and Indy are just playing cards.
Oh yeah.
And she keeps like walking into all the animals and screaming.
Yeah.
But then the two of them are just playing cards like they just flat out ignore her.
They just don't.
They don't care.
They're just like, what? You'll get used to it.
Dude, I swear, Temple of Doom is like one of the best action films I've ever watched.
Temple of Doom was a movie that I watched, and afterwards, I decided to plant it into my top 5 films of all time I've ever seen. That fast. I'm not even kidding you. It was probably one of the best films we've ever done on the channel, period. All right? If we ever do a tier list, Temple of Doom might be at the very top. So
really?
I'm warning you
like
guys.
A number 1?
I'm warning you guys. Temple of Doom is placed very, very high. Rightfully so. Not a lot of movies gave me that same experience that I had watching it.
Yeah, because like to even go further, like again, it's because they up the action, right? As well.
It's not about upping
the action. No, but like they up the action and adventure, but like,
well, yes,
first they're fighting the cultists in the mines, then you go through the mine carts, and then you have the bridge segment. And that bridge segment, that finale of that was incredible, too.
Speaking of the bridge segment, since we're here, let's get back to peak cinema once more, all right?
All right.
What do they do when they get to the bridge segment? You know, when they're fighting, he's fighting on the mountains, Indy, and he's by himself, and Short Round and her, they start running away. 2 guys pop up with scimitars. He goes for his gun, out of ammo, and then he has to actually pull off the fight that he could have done in the first one.
It is the perfect callback. Perfect.
Again, it's so good. You start to sit there and wonder, how did they come up with this? This is just incredible. This is awesome. It's a callback that doesn't feel like a cheap shot, or it feels like like a cheap, it feels like I remember that, but it's not going the same way as it did before. Bro, I'm sorry. Just like Temple of Doom is such a good movie. It's phenomenal. It's peak. It's 10 out of 10. All right. Anybody who says otherwise is an idiot or a moron or a cultist themselves. All right, and they shouldn't be trusted. They should have their heart sucked and sent to hell.
Sucked and sent to hell.
Sucked and sent to hell, straight up, man. I don't care. Screw them. Feed them to the alligators.
Dude, those gators are nasty, man. They're doing that. I don't know, man. I like the death spin thing.
It's a death roll. It's called a death roll.
It's so cool.
Yeah, grabbing. Boom. I don't know. The thing is, I could go even more in depth with Temple of Doom, but I feel like I'm just going to rave about my favorite scenes because it's that kind of movie. And the thing is, what we mentioned in Raiders of the Lost Ark, it still applies to every indie film. Roller coaster ride kind of adventure. You know, the action sequences take you from A to B kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like it's the same thing.
But it's the
same thing, the same formula, the same thing. But they present it in an even better way. They take it up a notch, and you're just like, yes.
Yeah, because they really upped it entirely.
Yes, this is really good.
Also, like something I wanted to talk about, like my favorite thing about it all is because in the first film, right, we start up in like we're like it's predominantly in Egypt, and I kind of like how the second one they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we're gonna go to like China, India, and I kind of just love the fact that again making it feel more adventurous. Indy's just not in the same kind of locations. No, he's going off to different countries, different like environments.
Yeah,
and like
they take you to new locales.
Yeah, and that's what kind of just like feels really cool. And like even you said, even from the first film, you know, he experienced the Lost Ark, and that's why he's pretty on board to just go ahead and get the stones. Because now he's like, I experienced the Lost Ark, the supernatural thing. He's like, it's believable now.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't disbelieve it. So he's like, I'm on board, and he's interested. And I kind of like that, how his character kind of grows in a way.
Yeah, he accepts
through his experiences.
He accepts the supernatural. It's not something he disbelieves anymore. It's just like, yep, you know, when he sees a cultist doing the weird shit, he's just like, silly cultist, man.
Those cultists,
man.
But that was wild.
With silly magic.
Well, how did they do their how did they do it again to make them to like mind control them? They had to drink some kind of it blood?
Yeah, they had to drink some form of blood, some tainted blood.
Some kind of disgusting blood. Like, dude, just
the mind control. You must drink the blood of I don't know, demons. I really don't know.
Demons,
bro. I don't know. It's a weird initiation, man. It's like you're trying to go for like a frat party or something, a fraternity or something, whatever they're called. It's like you're going for like a pledge of that. Here, drink the blood of I don't know, some animal goat thing. I don't know. Enjoy. Yeah, enjoy. Now you're one of us. Congrats. It's kind of like that.
And he gets sent to hell.
Yeah, I think when you join a fraternity, you're not sent to hell. I think that's the difference. You're not sent to hell in that one. But again, Temple of Doom, the greatest film I've seen in a long time. I just want to go to like Raiders of the Lost, not Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It's Last Crusade.
It's Last Crusade. I was thinking it's because they both. Last Crusade, okay. We're going to Last Crusade now because Temple of Doom. All we're doing is just rehashing and regurgitating what we watched. It's just so good. That's all I could really say about it. Like, you know, it's peak. You know, it's peak cinema. I'm sorry, guys. There's not much more to say, but it's peak cinema. It's the best of the best. Last Crusade is kind of like the first film, if that makes sense. It's as good as the first film. It's not as good as Temple of Doom. It's like, again, you go whoop, whoop. You know what I mean? The roller coaster ride. Again, the trilogy's a roller coaster. You're here, you go up, and you go back, and you're flat. You're the flat end, you know? Kind of thing. The ride's over now, kind of thing.
You're getting to the end of the ride.
Exactly. It's kind of like that. Nothing like really blew my mind as much as Temple of Doom, but I still enjoyed the film. Sean Connery as his father, one of the greatest casting decisions I've ever thought. The way they had chemistry. It worked. They were really good with each other. Right? Mm-hmm. Extremely good. Again, sad short rounds, nowhere to be seen. He's not mentioned whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like pulled and he's removed.
Yeah.
That was kind of bizarre for me. I didn't really like that. Again, I know there's reasons behind that.
It's not just that, but I think it also, you know, you can kind of come to terms in accepting it with the fact that that's what the first one did into the second. New characters, nobody came back.
New characters, new adventures.
Yeah, except for the third one, they brought back his friend from Egypt, Salah, I think his name is.
Oh yeah, but who plays James Davy Rise, I think it is, or something like that.
Yeah, he plays Gimli in the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he plays Gimli in the Lord of the Rings.
That voice is just so like. As soon as I heard that voice,
I just think of Gimli. That's it. He's permanently Gimli in my heart. Sad
permanently Gimli.
Permanently Gimli. That's all he is. And I also had his friend Marcus, who was worked with him at the school, the professor place, or was it the museum? Marcus, who owned the museum. He was in the first movie.
This time they're like, "Yo, let's take Marcus for a trip."
They brought Marcus into the action. Like, get your ass in there, Marcus. You've done nothing for the longest of time.
My favorite thing though is the intro sequence when they show like why Indy is who he is and how he became. What developed him so much was that whole sequence in the beginning.
You know what? It was very interesting because with every Indiana Jones films, they always got to start you out with action, and they changed it up here, and they gave you his entire backstory. Essentially, they're just like, here it is. In the form of an action sequence.
Yeah, this is what inspired him to be who he is.
You know what the thing is that it's interesting to explain someone's origin story through action, rather than just explaining.
Another beautiful thing is that they don't tell you, they show you. And if you've been paying attention, the payoffs happen. Like, for example, in the second film, when he has the whip and the woman asks him, "Oh, what are you, a lion tamer?"
Yep.
And then you get into the third film in the beginning, and he's in the train
He's in a circus kind of like train of sorts, or a carnival train of sorts.
Yep.
They're transporting animals and stuff. He falls through. There's a lion. There's a whip. That's where the whip came from. His fear of snakes explained. He falls into a big pit full of snakes.
But I love the first part where he's like, "It's just a snake." I love that they showed.
But the fear came in when he realized more than one snake is kind of scary, actually, when they're like slithering around on you and shit.
Which again makes like Raiders of the Lost Ark even better when he finds that pit of the snakes again, reliving that trauma, and he dives right into it anyways. Where even though he knows this is kind of how my trauma began, but I'm going in.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's really
You're
good.
Right!
Yeah, it's really good.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Again,
with each sequel, they make the previous one better.
Yeah.
In some way. By God, you're right.
And that's kind of a beautiful thing. They have these callbacks that are just like really smart. And like they show you where because I think everyone assumed like his father's gonna be in the movie, you know.
His father's gonna be the adventurer, and it's like no,
not even that. But his father's gonna be the one that gives him the hat,
and it wasn't.
It wasn't.
That's what made it even better.
It was an actual guy whose whole living was hunting for like old artifacts and treasures and such.
Yep.
And that whole experience of that action that that point kind of like motivated. Like I really enjoyed that. You know, it kind of like mixed like the kind of like the exciting lifestyle, like the action in it, and also the architecture, which he loved, which he got from his father, of course. Yep. His father, like, you know, was a pretty bad dad, might add.
He was a piece of shit.
He was pretty awful.
He cared more about the
Last Crusade. The what was it called? The Grail, the Holy Grail.
Yeah, the Holy Grail. He cared more about the Holy Grail than his own son. That consumed his life.
Bro, that was harsh, man. Like especially that one sequence where they're in the blimp. And he just says, like, I want to talk to you in that. And
they have nothing to talk about.
Yeah, it's because they're so different as people now. They're so out of their lives.
They're kind of like disconnected in a sense.
They're like,
you know, they've not been in each other's lives for so long. It's kind of awkward to even talk about personal things because it's like, I feel like I'm just getting to know you, but I've known you my whole life. But now I'm finally getting to know you.
No, but that also shows how poor the relationship is because we've had friends that, you know, specifically I have a friend, Bradley. We don't see Bradley too often, but it could be a year or two, or maybe 3. We reconnect, we start talking again. It's like that time never happened. Yeah. It's like we've always been talking. Yep. You saw with his dad, there was a lack of connection, and you could see that they never really had that strong bond. It was really sad, you know, because obviously he looks up to his dad because he inspired him a lot for the architecture and understanding all of these old like artifacts and stuff.
Yes,
but he could never get his attention away from the Holy Grail.
Holy Grail consumed his life. That's all he wanted.
Yeah.
Ignore my son for the Holy Grail. Was it worth it, Dad?
I guess so. He got it. In a way, he kind of found it.
Sorry. Also, when we figured out why Indy was named Indy. Because Indiana was the name of his dog. I could not believe that. That actually blew my mind. He just didn't want to be called Junior.
He didn't want to be called Henry Jr. Because, again...
It reminded him of his father, and he didn't want to be the June. You know, he didn't want to be reminded of his father, so he took on the name Indiana from his dog, and it made so much sense because I was like, who the hell would call their son Indiana? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, how do you come up with that name?
Yeah.
It's a very interesting name. You have an interesting first name and a very generic last name. How does this even come to fruition or whatever? Whatever the word is, goddammit, I don't know.
Yeah, and when you realize it's Henry Jones, it's like, yeah, that sounds really basic.
That makes sense. It's basic. But then it's Indiana Jones. You're like, what the? It's the dog's name. You're like, it's not anything like crazy or insane, but it's so cool because it is nothing insane. There is no meaning behind it other than it's my favorite. It's my dog, my childhood dog that I love.
It also furthers the kind of like the bond again with his dad.
Yes.
Showing, you know, the constant clashing and
reiterates the lack of bond between the two of them, that he would rather be named after his own dog than his father.
Exactly.
Ooh, that kind of like
that
kind of hurts, man.
Again, it's these little elements that they've chosen with the story and the character that just enhance it even better. And that's what I love so much about these 3 films. They constantly do that. They constantly feed you these moments of information, specifically in the third, though. Like, they really take it up a notch.
The third feeds you a lot of subtle information. If you pay attention, you're gonna get a lot out of it.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
The only thing about the third I wasn't crazy about was that it was Nazis again. But like, the time period, you're in Europe, dude. It's gonna be Nazis.
There was no greater villain back then than the Nazis.
Because I kind of like that Temple of Doom took it so different compared to the first that when we actually it kind of leads up to what you said before. The first and the third kind of being the same, in a way, in their quality of greatness, and why Temple of Doom was like this peak. We kind of went back to a little bit of that old form. Oh shit!
Now you realize how smart I really am.
I get it. I got it.
I'm telling you, man.
You go. You did the first.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna be like gloating again. So I already know I'm great. Go on.
Do you want to gloat again?
I'm smart. Go on.
I was gonna say that my favorite thing about the third one as well is that they actually really went ahead and exploited Indy's biggest weakness.
Women.
Oh my.
No. Okay, guys. Those bastards! bastards! Okay, guys. Together now, alright? What? Okay. She was very pretty. I was smitten as well. I understood. I was like, Indy, you sly dog. I know what you're doing. I'd do the same. You damn bastard. But when she turned out to be a Nazi? Why? Like, that literally took me off guard. I felt disappointed. I thought you were hot. Now you're a Nazi. What am I supposed to feel now? I feel betrayed. I feel betrayed by myself. How could I? Just like Indy, I fell for the trap. All right?
Yeah.
I fell for the trap.
Yep.
It's not fair.
And he fell for it hard. Again,
like, I understand the hotter they are, the crazier they are. But a Nazi? That surpasses crazy. I don't know. Very good twist. Very good twist. Caught me off guard.
Yeah, and I really like how that was a big concept of the story. Is how Indy has this weakness when it comes to women that he really, when he's infatuated with them dudes.
Oh my god,
bro, he's done for.
Can you blame him though? I can't. Indy's at the top of his game. All right, he's a successful professor, an adventurer, successful architect. All right. Who says he can't go for every woman? Who says he's not allowed to? I don't know, man. I feel like if I was Indiana Jones, I'd do the same.
Let her drop into the abyss and die.
Oh God, yeah. Screw her. Man, as soon as I find out you're a Nazi, my hand slipped. Bye. See ya. Grail? It's a little further. Bye.
Bye.
Have fun getting it. No, I don't care. That's it. I crossed the line at Nazi. That's too far for me.
It's too far.
That's way too far, man. I can't see past that. It's kind of weird.
Another thing that kind of threw me off slightly was like the whole secret society for the Grail. These weirdo guys are like, we must protect the Grail. Out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, those assholes.
Yeah.
They did nothing. They just died.
Pretty
much.
They
literally did nothing. We must protect the Grail. They failed to protect the Grail. Guys, come on, man. Do your job right. You've been here for how many years now, just protecting the Grail?
That I kind of felt weird because I thought there would have been a more important element to the story, but they kind of just briefly show up here and there and then die.
They showed up and then they're gone. Oh, there was a cool segment with Indy on the boat and they were fighting, and the blade was chopping up the boat. That was cool. Indy
actually really cool.
Indy fighting on the tank was kind of sick. Off and on the tank. That was kind of sick. A lot of cool action sequences. The best part of the entire film is him and his father in the chair, and the whole place just sets ablaze. And they're spinning around into the secret room and stuff like that. They go running out. Not the boat. We take that motorcycle. Guys are chasing them, blowing up, flying in the air and stuff like that. That was an incredible sequence. Holy shit. That was my favorite part of the entire film. That whole entire sequence.
Yep.
We even got special guest appearance from Hitler himself.
Special guest
appearance by Hitler himself. That was very bizarre.
I like how he got him to sign his dad's Grail book, too.
He got it. He got Hitler's autograph. I don't know how much that could go for, but I don't think many people want it. But wow, I don't know.
Maybe a museum.
Maybe, yeah. You put it in the museum. The whole book. Hitler. It just says Hitler was here.
Oh my God! The worst part is because I'm a big fan of League of Legends.
Where's this going?
Because there's a quote that from a character from Indiana Jones. Ezreal says it all the time. You belong in a museum. It's literally. It's one of his most annoying lines in the game.
Oh no! Does he really say that? I didn't know that.
And I never. And I said,
does he have an Indiana Jones skin?
Yes.
Not worth money.
And like, I kept wondering, what the hell's that from? Like, it's always a tagline. You belong in a museum. And then I heard it in the movie. I was like, God damn it! That's what it's from. And like, I finally get the reference.
Is Ezreal like a adventurer of sorts?
Yeah, he's an explorer.
Oh my God! It makes sense. Yeah. Holy shit! I didn't know that. Oh my God!
It started putting some puzzle pieces in my brain.
Everything comes in full circles.
Now I'm understanding references that are not as like in your face about to be like a reference.
That's
to Indiana Jones.
That's a very subtle.
Yeah,
reference.
It just kind of clicked when I heard it. Like it was like kind of like a weird moment. I'm like, I've heard that one before. What? Like, I started thinking, like, I don't know. I think that's another beautiful thing is I'm now understanding references to Indiana Jones and other media.
Yeah, that I used to not be aware of whatsoever.
Yep, and I've been finding that a lot of fun. Kind of like, oh, I get that right. Dude, I just like.
I've seen this reference before. I've seen that reference before. You know, kind of thing. Yeah, it's kind of cool. When it comes to like all three of the Indiana Jones films, guys, I think it's no secret. If we had to rank them, all right, from like best to worst.
Oh, God.
And by worst, I don't mean like the movie sucks. All three of the Indiana Jones is one of the most consistent trilogies I've ever seen, where every film felt entertaining and none of them felt like they dipped in quality. They all felt very good.
Yeah.
All right.
Very strong 3 films.
Very strong. Temple of Doom's at the top. All right. It's
not a question.
It's self-explanatory. No. I don't need to tell you anymore.
No.
The film is peak. And then we have Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then we have The Last Crusade. It goes in that order. If you think otherwise...
Temple of Doom, Raiders.
Yes. And then The Last Crusade.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Personally, I think Last Crusade had minor things. It was like, a little...
I liked Last Crusade, but the thing...
I liked it, but...
It's just, like, the story, like, because, like, okay... You kind of have to realize it as in, like, even, like, the original Star Wars trilogy. Empire Strikes Back is amazing. Well, New Hope isn't bad, but, like, Strikes Back is so solid.
Okay, guys, when it comes to trilogies, the best trilogies always, again, they have the roller coaster effect. We're here, we go up, we go down, and we bring it back home, right? It was the same thing with Lord of the Rings.
Oh, you get Back to the Future.
Fellowship.
Oh, Back to the Future as well.
Two Towers, Return of the King. Back to the Future. We're here, and we're here.
Oh!
Most successful trilogies always peak at the middle. Things go to shit in the middle, man. It gets nutty in the middle.
And then we're brought down to a conclusion.
And then we send it back home. And it's just as good as the first.
Yeah!
The first, peak, we go back to the first. That's how they always... Successful trilogies do very well with that kind of, like, structure. I don't know why they do it. It's almost like a formula that it just works.
It is just the way it is, man.
It's just like mama's cooking, man. It's always good, no matter how many times you have it. it's the truth.
It's true. I can't even deny that.
It's the truth.
Mama's cooking's the best cooking.
It is. I want to get to those questions. I'm done with talking about Indiana Jones.
Dude, I think we're just going to keep raving about it.
All we're going to do is rave about our favorite moments and stuff like that. It's very hard to talk more about a film that I genuinely liked everything about it, and I don't have a lot of criticism at all. I don't even have criticism to talk about. I'm still in the hype train. I'm still in the indie hype train. Yeah. Even The Last Crusade, I wish I could give you more reasonings to why it's the weakest of the three. And it's not like it's the weakest by a long shot. It's very minimal. It's very close.
It's mainly the only thing that makes the first one even, like, go above it is because the first one is basically the first story that gets you into the excitement.
Pretty much,
gets you into the adventure and the journey that is Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because of that level of excitement and introduction that, you know, it kind of pushes forward.
Yes.
But honestly, like, they're really close in the quality of how
they're
great
very
they are.
close, and Temple of Doom's just higher. That's just how it is. All right, let's get those questions.
We're
moving on to the question segment.
All right.
We have questions from certain individuals.
All right. Where is it again? Where do I have it? Oh, right here, questions.
You're going to make me scream. You can
scream. That's okay.
No.
All right, so we're going to start with this one from the left to the right?
From left to right. Let's go. We have 8 questions, guys. So
we'll
buckle down.
What's your favorite Donkey Kong game?
Donkey Kong Country 2. Diddy's Conquest.
Donkey Kong Country 2? Really?
Diddy's Conquest.
That's your favorite Donkey Kong game, period?
Yes! It's good!
I think the original Donkey Kong Country is better.
The second one's better.
The first one's better.
The second one's better.
The first one's better.
Why? Give me a reason why.
Why? What do you mean, why?
Why? Just tell me why.
It's a better game, period.
Why? You can't answer the question.
It's more fun. I enjoyed it a lot more.
The second one is better than the first one. There's more interesting locales. The game becomes a little bit more difficult in comparison to the first one. More interesting boss fights. They literally take
I don't know if it's more...
It's
I don't know if it's harder.
Because it is.
No, because you get Dixie Kong and her whole mechanic with the hair and like kind of gliding around.
It's
a little easier.
Harder. And it has cooler levels. You get the carnival where you're riding on the mouse things.
I feel like Dixie Kong's whole like kind of like gliding element.
No, player! You can make the game harder by just choosing Diddy and calling it a day.
Yeah, what if Diddy dies? I gotta play Dixie Kong.
You suck at the game.
Then I'm back on easy mode.
You suck at the game. You should never have Dixie Kong in play if you're good at the game. You should never get hit and lose Diddy.
I don't know. I kind of prefer like Donkey Kong and the Diddy. Like I prefer the first one. It's my personal opinion. I actually prefer the first one a lot.
Your opinion is trash and it's not good.
I think yours is shit.
Bro, but we have the bangers like and you're like a snake and like boing 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 jumping around. Bro, that's where it peaked, man. The hell are you talking about?
Oh, dude, you're true. There's also Pirate King K. Rool. He's dressed as a pirate.
Oh, I'm telling you. Man.
Okay.
I'm telling you. And then you have and then you have the Brussels thing where you're like the birds picking you up. It's like it's like shooting coconuts. It's got like this banger.
Oh yeah, they have more animal segments.
Brussels Bush Symphony. It's like this song was like wah 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 wah. It's like this trippy song. Like
I remember the wah 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 wah.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro.
Okay. I think just because I had a lot more memory and fun with Donkey Kong Country, I picked the first one. it's more of a core memory to me. That game, I like it a lot.
I'm gonna tell you one thing right now, okay? Whenever I say something is better than something, it's always true.
That's not true. You're wrong on that.
Temple of Doom, Donkey Kong Country 2. Where were you at when I was always right?
Okay.
Where were you at when I was always goddamn right?
I don't know. I still go Donkey Kong Country 1.
Shut up, bro.
I like Country 1, okay? Screw you.
I don't care. Go to the next question.
Yeah, we're gonna be on this all day. We could actually argue this for a while. But...
I could, and I would just still
be
right.
This one, I have to zoom in a bit.
He's got to zoom in, guys. Give him a bit of time.
Oh, yeah, just out of curiosity. Oh, I forgot to name the first person.
Bro, it's Sammy5250 that we just answered about Donkey Kong. This guy's a moron.
Guys.
And look, he even put the special pizza emoji, the be chosen.
I know.
That was a special emoji.
Guys, I'm not a professional.
He put the special emoji and you disrespected him. But say sorry, Sammy5250.
I'm sorry, Sammy5250. I owe you the world.
Good, moving on. Now we have
Roberts Baron 283.
Oh.
Out of curiosity, what are each of your favorite genre of films, and which is your favorite said genre of films to date? Because I'm pretty sure that you guys, you're still gonna fall in love with them. Yeah.
Oh, I already got it. Fantasy. I think fantasy is a very underrated genre, and it's just not done well most of the time.
I was just gonna say, like, I like fantasy.
Fantasy is one of my favorites, but it has so many misses and very little hits.
You know what's weird? Like, even for another genre, like horror is the same way.
Yeah.
Horror has so many misses, but when it hits, man, it hits.
Horror and fantasy have the same problem, where it's such an interesting and good genre that has a lot of potential, and Hollywood keeps messing it up, and it shouldn't. There's so much freedom and creativity behind these genres, but they keep messing it up because they keep doing the same thing over and over again. So it would be those two genres. I love them a lot, and I wish they could be better.
They're probably actually the two least genres we do on the channel.
Sadly, because a lot of their movies are bad. It's true. And they also mentioned more Mogwai. We'll be sure to place Mogwai into more videos. Don't worry.
We have to pay her special appearance fee, and it's a little pricey.
It's very. We don't make a lot of money, guys. All right, we're
struggling out here.
We're struggling. Okay, Mogwai's an expensive creature. All right, moving on. We got Breezy Eevee, but did Mike?
That's not Breezy. It's Breeze.
Breeze?
There's no. Where's the Y? What makes it E? What makes it Breezy?
Hold on. I go Breezy Eevee because it rhymes better. No. Doesn't it sound better?
No, but
Breeze Eevee sounds better than Breezy Eevee.
But wouldn't it be two E's to make the Z?
Well, Eevee is just E.
It's Breeze.
I'm gonna go. I don't care. Breeze Eevee, Breezy Eevee, easy peasy. I don't give a shit. All right, that's what it is. They asked, but did Mike actually spend 5 Nights at Freddy's? Oh yeah, that video we talked about 5 Nights at Freddy's, but that's actually interesting. Did the movie actually take place in 5 days? I didn't even pay attention to that.
Did he actually work 5 Nights at Freddy's?
I can't remember. Did he?
Oh shit, because he works one night, I know. Then he works another night. Then he brings his sister over.
No, wait, wasn't there one night with, what's-her-face?
Yeah, because the first night he's by himself, the next night he's with Vanessa. Then the third night he brings his sister. The fourth night his sister, I think, comes back.
Oh, and then he
goes...
goes...
the fifth one's the altercation with the...
I think it
is it 5 nights?
I think it actually is 5 nights.
I have to do the science, the analytics, to know if this is true.
We're going to have to actually double-check, because if they actually did 5 nights at Freddy's in the film like that, and I didn't even notice, that's incredible.
I didn't think about it, but that is...
clever. That's actually a very good question.
I think they did.
I feel like that just expanded my mind a little bit more. All right, moving on.
All right, we got... Oh, God.
Jeremy Cook 167, a.k.a. Jer Bear. How did you feel about Grandma's Boy?
Jeremy, I think I hate you more than anything in this world. You're one of the most vilest, disgusting creatures to walk this earth.
Sad to say, Jeremy, that this is YouTube, so I have to say screw you. And there's another word I would love to use.
Yeah.
Moving on from this idiot. Go on. Mommy Rose. Mommy, hey, yo. Mommy Rosie, when's the Titanic reaction coming? Super special pizza emojis. Never. There's one guy that's always begging us named Dr. Shrimp Puerto Rico.
He has constantly threatened to drown himself.
He's threatened to drown himself. Sadly, he's not done it yet. He's on the Patreon complaining. He's on our Twitch chat complaining. I might just never do it.
I kind of want to see if he commits to the drowning part. Like, I gotta be honest, that's a bold claim to make.
It's not even that. I feel like now I'm spiteful. You know, now I'm like, ooh, I don't really want to do it because I want to hurt your feelings a little bit.
I'm gonna be brutally honest. I'm kind of intrigued if the drowning actually happens. I doubt it, but if he proves me wrong,
I don't think he has it in him. He's a shrimp. He can't drown. Moving on.
Moving on. Oh, I gotta zoom in on this one.
Michelle York. The name! Michelle York 7647.
Hey, yo. Just maybe general advice questions. Unboxing fan mail. Dude, unboxing during these would be so much better. We could take our time with it.
Oh!
Because I feel like in our intros we rush.
Yeah, you know what?
Oh, Michelle, good recommendation.
Good suggestion. Moving forward, we'll open our fan mail on this instead.
Because we'll also go over some criticisms too. We have no problem. That's a good.
Yeah.
Maybe discuss the themes on the polls you post on Patreon. Problem is, they're usually last minute. There's very little.
I'm going to be honest with you. I would. But that's exclusive to the Patreon. If you want to go into the Patreon to find that out, then go on the Patreon, all right? That's the exclusive VIP club. You don't deserve that kind of knowledge, all right? Who do you think you are, huh? Get out of here. How about book recommendations? I don't read. Or just something cool and interesting from Canada. Nothing. You're missing nothing. Don't worry. Canada sucks.
I'm going to be honest with you. Most people who ask that question are usually like from the United States.
Actually,
okay, Canada is not this magical land, okay?
Canada equally sucks, all right?
Canada equally sucks.
It equally sucks. I don't know who's the one that's saying Canada is this beautiful, magical Narnia kind of fantasy Middle-earth land. It's not. It sucks.
Things just keep getting more expensive.
Yeah, we have Sauron that's literally making things expensive here for no goddamn reason. Like, stop it. We're dying.
We're all not having fun drinking maple syrup. We're not hanging around moose all day.
No!
We're not living in our igloos. We're dying!
We're getting screwed over just as much as you guys are. We just don't complain as much about it.
We kind of just roll over and die, the Canadian way.
Pretty much, yeah. Also, for the books, actually, the new Arnold Schwarzenegger book that came out, that one's worth a read. I would
What's
say.
it called again?
Oh, God. It's over there. I have to go get it. I'd have to go over there or walk over there and probably pick it up.
It's like Be Better or something about
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Yeah, Kurt's gonna go get the book.
I'm gonna go get the book.
Get the actual title.
I'm getting the book. I'm getting the book. I feel like it would be a disservice not to say it.
What's the new Arnold book?
I'll show it.
Oh, you'll show it off?
Yeah. Free sponsorship, Arnold. Please love me.
Please love us, Arnold.
Please love me, Papa Arnold. It's called Be Useful, 7 Tools for Life. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Look at that. Also, because I'm really awesome, my bookmark is a $5 bill.
Ooh, sick.
Yeah, it makes me look cool, right?
Mine's an old wrapper for these weird cookie cupcake things that I had.
Yours is dog shit. Mine's better.
Yeah, it's kind of dog shit, I'll be honest.
So
we'll move on.
That's the book I would recommend for you and anybody else who's listening. Someone said they wanted more Mogwai. Well,
yeah, we're going to bring Mogwai for the ending.
Here it is. Special guest appearance. Not Hitler. Mogwai.
Yo, could you imagine?
Comes back out of a time machine like in Bill and Ted.
The phone booth just shoots right in.
Yeah, and shoots out Hitler. That'd be an insane opening.
Yeah, we're talking about respect. We respect our overlord Mogwai.
Here's Mogwai. We have more Mogwai action.
Hi, Mogwai.
Hi, it's Mogwai. Hi, look at that. It's Mogwai. Since she's here, you guys have to subscribe to the channel at this point, because if you don't, we won't have enough money to get her on this on the next video.
If you've reached the ending of this video, which is pretty much now, I think we're good. Honestly, I think it was great.
I think it's great. We talked about everything we wanted to. We had a nice segment of questions that I really enjoyed. Very good
I
questions.
rambled around respect a lot.
Yes, you did, and it was a very simple thing to answer, but you definitely did ramble.
I'm genuinely an idiot.
Yes, you are. You thought Donkey Kong Country was better than
Don't.
You thought that.
Don't bring that up. I still think Donkey Kong is better. Screw you.
We'll talk about that afterwards. We're not going to talk about that here. We've gone on long enough, guys. This is the end of the podcast, the Octopodd.
We're dead.
We're gonna be signing off and possibly dying, like he said. So we'll see you guys next time. Mogwai, we'll see you guys next time too.
Yep.
It was very fun, guys. Have a great time.
If you reach the end of the video,
the special emoji is an eggplant. Give us questions. And put an eggplant at the end of your question, and you will have a higher chance of being picked. So you put an eggplant.
Eggplant emojis.
Eggplant emojis. People are going to be like, hey, yo, eggplants? Why? What does that mean? Don't worry about it. Shh, it's our little secret. You're welcome. All right, guys. See you next time. Can't wait to see your eggplants.
Bye!